Now, what are your views on ex-governors in the Senate that are still collecting pensions as ex-governors while they are sitting senators? Let me start with somebody that has more political value. My man here, the diplomatic Mr. Dick.
I was hoping you were not going to start from here because that heat will be too much when it goes around. The thing is this. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything like that, and I'm not going to be as diplomatic as I usually am. On a normal day, I have to say it as it is. Now, why is he so keen on this conversation?
I'm not wondering what's going on. What did you guys give him? What did you guys give him?
The way he was looking at me, I was like, I really want to hear what he wants to say. All right, so the thing is,
Nice polo, by the way.
Yeah.
really. Because it's your stuff, right?
No, I'm just saying, bro.
All right, so, the thing is this, right? I just feel like it is important to understand that we are in a very lopsided society. Now, there's so many things that happen that seem to be abnormal in a normal society. Because make it make sense to me. How does it make sense for an ex-governor to even come back to the House, that's the House of Assembly, as a senator? So they have turned the Senate into a retirement plan. And then whilst they are doing that and they're still getting money, they're still getting paid out of taxpayer money, out of the little that we're obviously getting, from the carcass that we have left of oil. So for me, personally, I don't think it makes any sense in any way. I don't know how you would want to explain this to me that it would make sense that a sitting senator who is an ex-governor is still getting pension from being an ex-governor whilst still collecting salary as a sitting senator and several allowances. Now, let me quickly digress, and I'll end my argument after I finish what I'm about to say.
Go ahead.
We keep, it's very interesting how we complain, or the government claims to be victims, that, victims of the fact that, the past government embezzled money, people carted away, public funds, people misappropriated funds, or people took money out of government coffers and what have you. But how come we always blame, or we always give the responsibility of suffering to the masses? Why is it that we never go to those people who actually took those monies and, retrieve part of them back, or at least collect our money back? Because obviously it's not money.
Very interesting question.
No, because for me, I'm trying to understand, because, we're saying this, and you're saying that, okay, everybody has to tighten their belts. These people they did not even eat out of the money that was stolen now.
They don't even wear belts.
Do you understand what I'm saying? What are you saying?
I want to jump to somebody that has actually delved into politics a little bit and hear what his thoughts are, because a lot of people feel like an ex-governor has his entitlements, right? Now he happens to be in the Senate. So what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit out of Deck's way, and practically is going to hate me for this, but I'm just going to be frank as I can be, because my late uncle was also an ex-governor. Okay. So I've been there, in quote and unquote. So first of all, no matter where you go, Senate, whatever, you're still an ex-governor. That status is still as an ex-governor. There are perks to that. And you become a senator. Now, also remember, down the line, if you go to the other side of the world, as in you die or you leave the earth, the state is still going to bury you.
True.
That is still one of the perks. So, fine, you're saying they should not collect, so that means state should not do that. I think Johnson died of recent. It was Lagos State that took over, Mobula Johnson, right? Lagos State took over that because it was the former governor of Lagos State. So, okay, now, going back to this topic, as long as you are an ex-governor and a senator, the thing I may just say is that maybe all your perks should practically be reduced or cut into half or whatever, because no matter what, you are still an ex-governor, you have a right, you have a perk, it's your entitlement. It's already part of the constitution, part of the budget.
Can't you put your entitlement on hold?
Now, it now depends on that person, that individual. If he decides that, you know what, I don't want this to be given to me. But here's another question. What happens after Senate? will they say, okay, Coco, please, can you come back to my entitlements? Depending on, I'm not there, I'm not them. But I'm just saying from both, I'm just talking about from both left and right. So what happens after the senatorial appointment or senatorial elective position? So we now call the state, please, I want my perks back. Because remember something, here's the truth. I wish I could say it to Yoruba. Like,
You can, but you just translate.
As the money is not even enough for the rich. And I'm going to tell you something like this. Like, even meet Dangote today, put a 5,000 into an envelope for Dangote, he's still going to collect it. He's not going to say, I don't worry. He's going to collect it, practically give his PA. But at least the fact that he collected it, first of all, he goes, I know, don't worry, I'm rejecting it.
I like the fact that you mentioned Dangote because I'm about to pick the brain of a man
the
who's
man
heading in
behind
that
the-
direction
behind-
industry-wise. Mr. Femi, please share with us your thoughts on this
First
dilemma.
of all, in Nigeria, political office is too juicy, too
Lego.
juicy for people to not have ulterior motives, right? And that's the way the system is set up. It's not anybody's fault, right? That's the way the system is set up. Now, if you want to be a politician and you want to be a sincere politician, there's something called sincerity of purpose. So if I'm an ex-governor, right, and by one stroke of luck, I find myself in the Senate, as a morally upright human being, I should say, you know what, this one is okay. People will keep that one. But then again, because I'm a business person, I understand that there are some things, because I had this conversation with someone a couple of years back, and I was like, saving money in government is actually not really the way to go. We have austerity measures, let's try and spend less. No. What you need to do is make more. Because it doesn't matter how much you spend if you are making more than what you need. Right? But I always, without a doubt in my soul, I don't think Nigerian politicians have the interest of the masses at heart. I'm going to be honest.
I will agree with you on that.
That's it. That's it.
I have to agree with you on that.
I mean,
Coach, is similar to something you said because at the end of the day, when you're pushing an agenda telling people to tighten their pockets,
Do you understand
to
what I'm saying?
adjust and do certain things, we don't see the people in power making a sacrifice and saying, we are also going to adjust. We are also going to reduce certain things. Because pension has been a big deal in the civil service, in the police, and so many areas in the country as well.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to interject. I think it was last week, or I mean this week we're ending right now, that I think some pensioners were rejoicing that I think Governor Alex Oti paid their pensions after so many years. Now, we have people who are working hard to feed their families just to survive, all right? They have worked for so many years, and, you know, your saddle responsibility of making sure that their pensions are paid. These are people, this is not that I want to work for you. I have already done the work.
Yeah.
Just pay me what I'm owed, all right? And they had been owed for that long. And we're literally sitting down here talking about the fact that somebody who was an ex-governor is now a senator. And we're arguing whether or not he should be paid pension as a governor while still making money as a senator. Come on now.
But
What are we talking about?
But no,
are we talking about?
let's not forget the basis of pensions.
Insane.
Pensions basically means you are no longer in active employment
Retired.
and you're getting
Do you
compensated
understand what I'm
for that.
saying? This person is still in active employment
But that's-
with a lot of salary and what's it called?
Perks and stuff like that.
You know, allowances and what
allowances.
have you, incentives and what have
See,
you.
but let me
Now,
cap-
to
let
even
me-
think that they are
let me
even
wrap
paid
this
for
up.
people who work with them.
Let me
Come on
wrap
now.
let me
Let's
wrap
be realistic.
let me wrap this up and put Deck on the spot before I do that to you guys.
Yes, please.
If you were an ex-governor, what would you do? And you were in the Senate, what would you do?
If I was an ex-governor,
Yes.
I would ask them to stop that pension.
And you
If
won't
I'm
come
a
back,
decent
and
human
you won't
being.
come back to it.
I'm not coming
after-
back to it because
Okay.
don't forget that as an ex-senator too, I'm sure that there are perks that comes with it as well. So are you going to be collecting ex-governor pension and be collecting ex-senator pension?
So-
Because you know that once a senator is always a senator. I hope you know that. So what you're saying now is that if as an ex-governor I should collect pension, then when I'm out of office as a senator, I should continue collecting that. Come on now, let's be
So
realistic.
Big Uncle just said something about moral obligation, right? That is your moral obligation. People say things differently. What is 6 to you may be 9 to me. So yes, moral obligation, morally, you are right.
But your stand is you're entitled to it, so you should keep getting it.
No. My stand is constitution. It's on the constitution, but I can decide to say, you know what, take it off.
But
I
would
don't
you?
want it. Is that
You look like somebody that would love your pension to continue.
No. I'm not going to give you an answer to that, right? But yes, moral obligation because
The question is it right?
politics.
No.
Politician.
No,
This
Mr.
guy
King,
is-
is it right? That's the question. Is it right?
Is it moral? Is it constitutionally
Is it right?
In what sense? In
Now,
what sense
let me-
is it
let me
right?
ask you- let me ask you a
Morally,
question.
objectively, in what sense? You can't just say, is it right?
Okay,
It's
so
open.
in Nigeria as we speak
Uh-huh.
right now, we are practically not making money on oil right now because most of our income is going
Alright.
into debt,
Let me
settlement.
Okay. So let's wrap
right?
this up. Let's wrap this up. No, let's wrap this up.
Is it right?
Let me wrap this up real quick. Somebody said on a post on socials about you cannot compare this to a civil service or a regular 9-to-5 job where you have to put in 30 years plus
Absolutely.
before you retire and collect pensions.
Absolutely.
We're looking at gubernatorial positions whereby it's either 4 years or 8 years maximum. And then they're collecting these pensions that are higher than people that have dedicated themselves to the service of the country over a span of 30 years. We're talking about 3 decades here. So I think morally it is only right for one individual that has already made so much over the period of being a governor
over
to
8
basically
years.
consider it a sacrifice and plowing back into the nation. So I think they should just scrap it.
Absolutely.
So constitutionally,
Now, on the
let them
other
scrap
hand,
it.
on the other hand, if I'm just going to, butter up the excesses of government, I would say, okay, fine. You know what?
All right.
If you're going to maintain your gratuity or your pension, okay, no problem. As an ex-governor, if you're going to be in the Senate, pay the pension
Back to
for
the state.
pay the pension for
Let's move on.
the highest level in the civil service
Okay.
to an ex-governor.
All right, let's move on.
It's that
Because
simple.
Some of us might be governors in future.
So,
Shout out to
hold
Femi.
on, hold on. Before we move on, you guys realize that governors have something called security votes.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what security vote is?
Yes.
Money that you don't have to explain how you spend.
Yes. Yes.
I-
Well, not wait.
That
Let me
is
wait.
while
Let me,
you are-
let me hold.
while-
Let me
while
hold
you're
you
in
there.
office.
It doesn't say you don't have to explain.
You don't. That's
no,
why.
no, no, you don't have
No,
to
it has the
explain.
budget.
You can
It has the
give
figure.
any explanation.
No. Security
It's how it
vote.
goes.
Security vote. But see, that's why I say Nigeria is a Netflix series. Security vote, by definition, is money that you use to make sure that your state is calm and quiet.
Yes.
So, let's say, for example, my security vote is 500 million a month, right? I do not have to account for how I spent that
like-
500 million.
Femi,
I
what are
can
you
give it.
Femi, what are you saying? Wait, let me ask you a question.
Let's move. We have to move.
Which money in Nigeria is not security vote?
Wait.
No,
but
let's
move.
move. No, but
Let's move. Let's
Which
move.
one? Before
No,
we
tell
move,
me now, which
let's
one
move.
is not security vote?
before we move, no, but before
Black
we move,
table has security vote. Just in case you want to. Let's
who
move.
they collect the security
Let's-
vote? Because
it's not
I
me.
ain't seen it.
I'm not the regular host. When the next
So
host
now,
comes,
let's-
Next time, we producer.
let's move.